It's springtime in the North Woods of Minnesota, but you would hardly know it. The temperature is just below freezing, and today we're expecting a pretty large snowstorm. And there's nowhere I'd rather be to experience it than here at the cabin. This is Tiny Cabin Life.
Welcome back, everybody, and welcome back to Minnesota. If you missed the last 3 videos, I was on a bit of a road trip through Montana, and we had some amazing adventures. It was so great. But we're back in the North Woods, and it feels really, really good to be home, especially today, where we're getting a pretty substantial spring snowstorm. To start things off here, I'm just going to enjoy some coffee. We'll watch the snow come down. Then we'll have a little bit of breakfast and then get out and do some exploring.
Our cabin is located in the Chippewa National Forest in northern Minnesota. The forest is nearly 700,000 acres and is one of the oldest national forests in the United States. Our cabin rests above a small little lake surrounded by dense forest. It's a wonderful spot to be able to take in the beauty of this area. Well, it's finally time to make some breakfast, and today I'm doing something that I've never done before. Country fried chicken with eggs and hash browns.
Well, I gotta hand it to myself here. This looks incredible. Now, the one thing that I did forget was gravy, but I think with the runny yolk, it's still gonna be bomb. That is so good. The egg mixed with that chicken is just perfect.
Now with breakfast out of the way, it's time to get outside and go for a hike.
Well, Ellie is certainly stoked to be out hiking. That dog just loves the snow almost as much as water. I think she likes going swimming more, but snow is a close second. Oh my gosh, look at this dog. You're a good girl, Al. You're a good girl. Yes, you are. It's so awesome how we have all of this national forest land as well as state forest land right outside of our cabin. You could just go hiking for miles and miles. Most of it would be off trail, but we do have some trails like this where you have a little bit of a clearing to be able to walk around. We're headed towards a little undeveloped lake that I've only hiked to once. It's just up yonder, and I think it'll be cool to see it in the winter like this. So we're getting close to the lake. The ice is certainly not strong enough for us to walk on, so I'm really gonna have to keep an eye on Ellie to make sure she doesn't run out there. Wow, is that beautiful. It's gorgeous just coming through this spruce bog here as well. Just absolutely stunning. I love the look of those trees, and the wetland around it just kind of has the same feel as tundra up in Alaska. It's just so spongy, and man, it looks extra beautiful right now with this fresh coat of snow. I'll tell you what, I'm definitely feeling good about getting out on that snowmobile today. The riding conditions aren't going to be like great, you know, but there should be enough snow on some of those backwoods trails to get out there. And that's all I'm really hoping for today.
We made our way back to the cabin, and I decided to take care of some chores before doing anything else.
So I think later on tonight, I'm going to do my best to make a steak over the fire. It might be tough with the snow coming down, but I'm gonna give it a shot. But in order to do that, I kind of want to prepare some firewood so we don't have to use our good stuff over there. Got a bunch of these rounds and some scrap wood that you could probably cut together and get a nice little fire going. But I want to prepare that now so we're ready to go later on. All right, we got a nice little stack of dry firewood there. That's gonna be perfect. What I think I'll do now is I'll just toss it in the truck bed to keep it dry and try to give the fire a shot later. All right, real quick, before we continue this adventure, I want to tell you a little bit more about the new food that we've been trying out with Ellie. It's a raw diet from Maeve, and they're the sponsor of this week's video. It doesn't matter where we're at or how beautiful the scenery is, Ellie always steals the show. And one of the things that you'll notice is that even though she's getting a little bit older, she still moves around like a young pup, and a lot of that has to do with the food that she's eating. A couple months ago, we heard about feeding Ellie a raw diet, and we wanted to try it out, so we gave Maeve a shot. Maeve is the first and only human-grade protein-rich food for dogs that's made with real ingredients that you can see and name just by looking at them. I mean, look how good that looks, honestly. There are no fillers, no additives, it requires zero prep, and therefore there's no mess as well. Every bowl has human-grade lean protein, vitamin-rich organ meat, and fresh produce with personalized supplements as well. And as you can see, she loves it. She just gobbles it right down. But the real impact that I've seen is when we're out on these adventures. Ellie has so much energy when we're out and about on the trail, but I also really appreciate how alert and attentive she is, especially when we're in more remote areas. And the benefits are just going to continue as she gets older, when many dogs start to develop hip and joint issues. And you know she's not just loving the food, she loves the treats as well. They're human grade and freeze dried, and Ellie just eats them up. And so if you want to try Maeve for your best friend, all you got to do is scan the QR code here and use my code TinyCabinLife to receive 20% off your first order. And with that, let's get back to the adventure.
Well, it's far from ideal out here, but I think there's just enough snow to get out and go for a ride. And I really think I ought to do it, because this might be my last chance of the season. I left the snowmobile up towards the end of our trail here just to make it easier to get in and get out. So I'm just driving this thing on the trailer a couple miles up the road to a network of national forest trails. They should have some decent snow coverage, and also have a couple of potential destinations that we could try to reach. While the forest is covered in a blanket of snow, it became clear to me very quickly that there wasn't much of it on the ground. Thankfully, there was just enough to cool down the sled, which requires the snow to make sure it doesn't overheat. But all in all, this is far from ideal. Doesn't look good. Man, also you guys, there's just not enough snow for this. I thought there'd be some snowpack back here, but it does not appear so. And this trail is just like extremely overgrown. But let's see what's going on with this trail. We may have to just turn back. So it appears as though the trail continues through here, but definitely hasn't been used or maintained in a very long time. We got a tree down, we got all this brush. This is terrible. And then it looks like over here, we've got a little beaver pond or something. Well guys, I think this is the end of the road. Gonna turn around and head back to the trailer. I don't dare head down another trail right now. The conditions just aren't good enough. If there was good snow, I'd think about it, but I think this is as far as we're gonna get today.
leave the sled here this time.
When I made it back to the cabin, I was beat. And so I decided to take some time to relax by the wood stove before heading outside to cook some food over the fire. Despite the fact that the snow has picked up significantly, I decided to still move forward with my plan to cook my dinner over the fire. I'm making a steak over the grill here, but also plan to cook some potatoes on the side.
Thank you for this day. Bless this food. Amen. Well, I gotta say, I am extremely pumped for this dinner. It has been a long time since I've made steak and potatoes over a fire, and I think it's gonna be really good. Look at that. That looks absolutely perfect. Oh my gosh, you can taste the butter, the salt, the pepper. It is so, so good. All right, let's try one of these potatoes. Perfectly done. So soft. And it's got the perfect amount of spice. It's great. This piece is for Ellie. I know I make some pretty basic meals when I'm out in the woods. And honestly, it's because there's just so much that goes into filming these adventures and going out and doing them that at the end of the day, I just want something simple and quick and easy. But I gotta say, when I do cook something good like this, oh my gosh, it's so worth it.
Well, it was a pretty great day.
Love seeing all the snow come down. I know we're going to be losing it very, very soon. And so it's nice to have, you know, at least one more snow day. Watch, I say that, and we're going to have like 2 weeks of snow coming up. Stranger things have happened. We do live in Minnesota.
By the time morning rolled around, the snow had stopped and the storm was over. And man, it left a beautiful sight behind.
Well, we got some decent snow, that's for sure. It's a shame because the snowmobiling would be a lot better today. There's actually like enough, and it's nice fluffy powder, not that wet stuff we had yesterday. But it's the way it goes. Gotta head home today. It's really amazing how the snow weighs down all the tree branches like this. It makes our normal walkway to the dock become a little bit more of an obstacle course. Wow, is it beautiful out here. Back into a full-on winter wonderland. And I have to admit, while it was nice having the snow again, I'm looking forward to when this is all clear. We can head out on the boat again, do some fishing, hang out on the swim raft. Oh, it's gonna be great. Well, I wanted to take a quick walk down to the dock, but I think with that, it's time to get packed up so we can get out of here and get home to the girls. All right, everybody, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you so much for coming along. It was so great to be able to experience at least one more big snowstorm this year. Who knows, maybe we'll get more, but this was certainly a good one, and I had a lot of fun. I wanna thank all of you for watching, but give a special shout out to our patrons for generously donating to this channel. But again, all of you who watch, subscribe, comment, you guys mean the world to us. You're what allows us to be able to go out on these adventures on a weekly basis and share them with you, and it just means a lot to us, so thank you again. But with that, it's time for me to get out of here so I can get home and see the girls. We'll see you next week. God bless.